new, or I guess last year's surfaces, a few of them have this bug where the screen starts bugging out. And somehow, I don't know how anyone figured this out, putting it in the freezer for a couple of minutes fixes it, like permanently. And
what?
Yeah, and so you have people putting their freaking Surface Pros in a freezer. And so, like, of course, there's people that break them, and it works for some people. But I really want to know who the first person was that was
yeah,
like...
let's just put this in a freezer to try test it out.
just straight up was like, yeah, let's... This is a good idea. Who knows, man? Who knows?
So I did something so stupid today at work. It was hilarious.
What's that?
Oh, so my friend, she had heels on today, and so she did some kind of weird move where she
wait, just in case the stream is started.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm not putting any names. Where she like stomped her heels and like tried to knock a box over on my desk, and it looked like a little dance. So I was like making fun of it, doing a dance, and then my boss walks by. He's like, "Good dancing, Jay-Z." I'm like, "Oh man."
Okay. Oh jeez. Well, that's a good I can speak. That's a good as point. Okay, well that's gonna be the end of the podcast because Sarah can't talk. So, well, that is a good as place as any. Good of I don't fucking know the statement. Okay, we're gonna be live streaming. That's how we're gonna start it. There were a lot of huge sandbox changes. YouTube might be having a hernia, guys. So refresh your browser if there's any problems. Last night, freaking my videos went upload and stuff. So yeah, so what we're gonna do. First off, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new, what's it called? The sandbox changes that you guys can see on screen. So we are going to, I'm going to be going through these one at a time. We're going to be reading them, and yeah, I'm going to see what you guys think because I'm really interested. And I kind of pre-vetted these to make sure it was worth it, but I've also heard some pretty big things. I didn't read them like flat out though, so there's a lot of stuff. So the first thing, internally, they are referring to the series of changes as the Go Fast update. These are the changes we're currently playtesting. They're not guaranteed to ship, but the outlook is good at this point. So that's very good to hear. I think that's my main complaint with Destiny 2 ever, is like it does feel very slow. And so it's good that they're speeding that up. So here's what they're doing. All 3 glides plus catapult and strafe lift have been retuned and buffed to make them more unique and faster. So hopefully warlocks won't feel like potatoes that grew wings now. Maybe, you know, if they can feel more like cantaloupes with wings, that'd be very good or something. Nothing there? I heard that...
So, well, I want to make a comment on your our Tuesday live stream where you were complaining about warlock jumping, yet you were in the middle of a super and you blinked right off the edge and you blamed it on the warlock jump. So I just want to say that wasn't the warlock jump. That was Scaro9 blinking off the edge.
Wait, was that what I was doing I don't remember this exact instance, but
we're doing Eater of Worlds and you're like, stupid warlock jumps, and you just had blinked and then like fell straight down off the edge.
To be fair, blink is a type of jump and I was a warlock. So I think I had forgotten, because I remember switching off of blink. I don't remember dying because of blink, but I remember switching because I usually run landfall, and I just had the wrong one on.
Well, no, you were in the middle of your arc super, and you used the ionic blink from that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Well, now that embarrassing moment's out of the way, the next one, the mobility stat has had its range expanded and has been completely retuned as well. In short, everyone gets faster and the high end is higher. So it looks like mobility is going to affect movement speed now. Or at least that's what I get from that, at least to some extent. Which is good. You know, they did come out and explain that's a little bit difficult to do because obviously world rendering in and stuff. So it's really cool that they're making it more useful, which is, you know, that's very good. The player's ground speed cap has been increased, allowing for faster total movement speed regardless of how you may get there. I mean, that's pretty pretty standard. That's pretty awesome.
Well, there's a lot of running, especially in the raid in the raid layer, and also there's on Mercury you can't pull out your Sparrow either. So
yeah,
that'll help get around a little bit faster, and strikes too. Like there's a lot of running segments in between encounters, so that'll be good.
Yeah, it is good, and I really hope it. I mean, if they are retune and buffing the catapult for the Titan, and they are increasing the ground speed cap, and they're also, as we'll discuss in a second, they're revamping shoulder charge back to where it was. It sounds like Titan, what's it called? Titan skating. There you go. Will be back in the game maybe, which is very interesting. Very interested to see to what extent they do that. Arc Strider, Sentinel, and Arc Strider, Sentinel, and Striker all move faster and at the same speed as one another while in their supers. That's pretty interesting. My go-to for Arc Strider and Striker though is generally like jumping backwards away from them and killing them because you move at the same speed, so they can't close the ground. So I'm interested, like, how much faster? Are they going to be significantly faster now? Is it just going to be like, you know, they take an extra step every 2 seconds or something? I'm very interested for that. Arc Strider as a whole is performing well in PvP, but mostly due to its neutral game perks. We've made the following changes in an effort to get the super to be a more competitive option. Faster attack animations, faster dodge animations, increased range of all attacks. That's ballsy, man. I'm a huge fan of Arc Strider, and and it didn't happen until like last week. I was using Arc Strider. No, it was earlier this week, Fire and Banner, and like it just clicked with me. It's really good. If you just dodge, no one you can't get hit.
It's better than Blade Dancer, especially in both PvE and PvP, because they've got that chess piece where you can basically just continuously gain super. So I've liked Arc Strider since the beginning. It's just the other two classes seemed better. Like barely anybody uses Arc Strider. I haven't really seen one in PvP. I barely play PvP, but you never use one in PvE. So that might make some situations useful for it in PvE. I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, it's also the reason I started using it for Iron Banner is because kills in your super also count as melee kills. So it helps you get the chest ornament. I think requires it. Yeah. So that's really good. Yeah, I'll be really interested to see, like, so they're making it faster. They're making everything else about it faster. You know, how far is this going to go? Is it going to be really good? Is it going to be a competitive super? If they're making everything in the game all around faster, I want to believe it'll scale up really well, but I'm worried that it won't. Because smaller maps, and there's already some questionable spawns and stuff. I guess with 6v6 coming out and the potential of new larger maps, it might work, but there's always the question, how is it going to react to the current sandbox? That's a pretty big jump. So, presumably, that's a pretty big jump. So, we'll see. Supers recharge faster for everyone. Good. Yeah. I think. I mean that's not
going back to Destiny 1 type. It sounds like as far as I don't know how that'll be for Crucible though. Like, I kind of liked the one to maybe 2 supers per match. Like, I don't want it to turn into spam fest. Like,
that's why I'm worried, man. I'm not worried. I'm excited. This is good. To me, this is good. We need the game to be faster, but it won't be the same as Destiny 1 because the maps are smaller, that makes me a little bit worried for how they're going to implement this system. So I guess we'll see. I don't get me wrong. Everyone in chat, I'm very excited for more supers per game. I think the one main annoying thing in Destiny 2 is when you have your super, everyone has their supers.
Yeah.
So there's no like massive killing sprees like you used to get in Destiny 1. But if you do introduce the ability to get 2 or 3 supers per match, they're going to stagger a lot more, which will lead to a lot more of those team wipes or, going on long kill streaks and stuff.
So the one, like, the team shooting aspect of Destiny 2 sometimes gets annoying. especially if your team's not doing it. But I like the rock paper scissors aspect of using your supers at the correct time and stuff like that. Because like if you use it at the incorrect time, it puts you at a disadvantage and the other team at the advantage. So it was a chess match as far as that goes, and now it's I don't want them spammable. Like I hope they don't, or I hope it doesn't become that.
I think at the end of the day, if a half spam fest makes people feel powerful and gets people to enjoy the PvP side, even if I don't, I think I'll take that hit, because I think PvP has been definitely a huge letdown for most people. You know, I like it all right. It definitely doesn't have the replayability factor that I would like it to, but I attribute that in large to the fact that we've been playing Crucible for 3 years and it's pretty much the same, just slow. So but if people start to enjoy this faster movement system and more supers and stuff, good, bring it. I'm excited. Like I said, like I just feel like there's some supers in the game that are way more dominant than the others, and I feel like that if that's apparent when you only get one super a match, how like is a full team of hammers going to be just like insanely powerful compared to a full team of like Voidwalkers or something? I don't know. I trust Bungie's balancing thing, but we, for some reason, regress back to where we're not getting any exact values here, and that scares me. So it's something I'd like to see. Let's see. We've buffed several weapon archetypes, including but not limited to hand cannons, pulse rifles, sniper rifles, and shotguns, and a few specific perks as well. The key goal here is to make shotguns, snipers, and fusion rifles more prevalent in the game. I don't know why they would make fusion rifles more prevalent. I feel like people already crutch heavy ammo a lot. Shotguns I kind of get. Ish.
Shotguns are fine.
Sniper rifles need to be brought up.
Yeah.
Fusion rifles are darn.
They're already the top tier list for heavies.
Yeah, so I don't know.
So even like grenade launchers need to be brought up too. Like that doesn't really make sense because there's 3 archetypes that are much lower as far as.
Yeah, that's a really good point. They did only mention the 3 that used to be secondaries. So I wonder if something's gonna happen there. I don't know. Yeah, we've also been working side by side with our friends on PvP to increase the pace of PvP content and the frequency of power play. Here's a sneak peek of their hard work. Players' respawn times for all quick play modes has been decreased. That's good. Power ammo respawn timers for all quick play modes has been reduced minus 30%. More power, okay. Power ammo respawn timers in survival have been reduced 40%, and power ammo respawn timers in countdown have been reduced 25%. Ammo counts have been adjusted in relation to these timers and in relation to weapon type. The enemy players now drop their power ammo on death, and the brick, and when they die, the drop brick is available to everyone until picked up or 30 seconds have passed. So, I don't know if I like these changes, guys. I don't know.
If you're gonna up supers, why up heavy as well? Because then it's just gonna be spam everything.
No, it's gonna be Destiny 1.
Yeah. Well, that's what Destiny 1 was.
Yeah. Man, I don't know if I like this.
Here's exactly what's gonna happen. They're gonna do this, and people are gonna complain. Then they're gonna like they're in a lose-lose situation right now because they built the game around the system that they currently have, and now people have been wanting the Crucible of Destiny 1 to come back, and I don't know if that's the best idea, but we'll see. I mean,
yeah, I feel like it'll be a lot easier to tell if these are really good ideas, like, in play rather than on paper. So, I am excited to play this stuff. I don't know. On paper, having power ammo more times a match doesn't seem that great. However, more people having power ammo does seem like a good change, because there's nothing more annoying than one person running around the map with heavy. So being able to counter that's going to be nice, but at the same time, if you kill one person, now 2 people on your team have heavy. So I don't know.
It's just gonna be more fusion rifle slash what weapon do I have on now? Colony spam. It's
yeah.
That's basically what it's gonna be.
I'm very interesting, or I'm very interested what they do here. Let's see what's everyone. So Tom Ward is really he's liking this. Let's see. What about everyone else? What do you feel about this? More supers, faster movement speed, more heavy ammo. Are you going to enjoy this? I feel like it's scary on paper, but it could work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be weird because like team shots are so prevalent now that if there's a team working together and one's not, you have no shot. So this might give the people
this would reduce team shotting because you have more one shot.
Yeah.
At the same time,
it'll be less teamwork. And
I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know if I like this. I can't.
Yeah, it's a tough call until we get our hands on it and see, because like you said, the maps are made for what they want to do with it right now. And if they change that whole system up, are they still going to be balanced, and is it going to be as fun? You know.
Yeah. This is weird. This is yeah. So Savage Sadist in chat, movement speed feels good. Game needs to be less clunky. I totally agree. Super's good. I don't feel like a powerful Guardian. I feel like an Overwatch character. Heavy bad, too much resilience. Or too much reliance, excuse me. I think I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... Like, if they're going to do one, they need to keep the other the same, is kind of what I was...
At least initially. I mean, we'll see. I mean, these are small changes. You know, we might be getting, like, 2 supers a game instead of 1, or more free. The average player gets 2, the good player gets 3, or whatever. And instead of getting power ammo twice a match, you get it like 4 times a match. So it could be all right.
I think it'll bring a lot of people back as far as PvP players, because a lot of them enjoyed the Destiny 1 experience and then didn't like the Destiny 2 experience quite as much.
Like Destiny 1 Crucible better than Destiny 2, I think.
I would say I agree with that.
But once again, the Destiny 1 Crucible was built with these things in mind.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Destiny 2 takes more skill, like the Crucible, like to win and be good as a team.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, if they can balance that more, like if this balances that out, we'll see. Because it's still they're not lowering the time to kill, correct?
No.
Like Destiny 1, so we'll still have the higher time to kill with a few more supers and
as long as grenades don't go back to one-hit kills, I think this will be all right.
Yeah. So so like all those changes with the higher times to kill and the lower grenade,
might be all right.
Yeah, that might be the balance we need. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Finally, the shoulder charge changes that went into effect a couple months ago have been fully reverted. Shoulder charge's movement utility was perceived as more valuable than its damage utility, which made it feel bad to actually hit someone with shoulder charge. The movement was effectively a free dodge. I totally understand that, but I think that should have been communicated when they fixed it. The goal of the untargeted distance nerf was to discourage using the ability as a movement mode by making it only effective when using it against enemies. In retrospect, we think this change was a mistake, and we've heard all of you guys say the same. We believe there are a number of gameplay atoms like this that perform or are used differently than we expect, but are thoroughly enjoyed nonetheless. In the future, we want to embrace the state of gameplay atoms like that and bounce around it, not against it. I like that a lot. I actually like them owning up to that mistake there. Yeah, I don't think that ever should have been nerfed. It kind of made life in PvP a lot harder, too. So, yeah, I'm glad they're fixing that back. It'll be interesting to see what other kind of little atoms they're talking about, though. So, I guess we'll see. Yeah, that's pretty cool. One final note that should be important to all you snipers out there. Many of you have rightfully complained about sniper flinch too hard when you're taking hits, especially as they are now power weapons. We have dug into this and found that somewhere along the way towards shipping Destiny 2, we acquired a bug that is preventing us from being able to successfully tune this to the values we would all like. While the current batch of changes we are playtesting go a long way to bringing snipers back to where they should be, this bug will still prevent them from feeling perfect. That bug, which we are actively working on fixing, requires some deep changes to the art of each of the individual snipers in the game. Holy crap. That will take us a while to stomp out. We will get it fixed and pushed out to you as soon as we possibly can. Wow.
Yeah.
Must be like a recoil pattern that doesn't function correctly or something. That's really interesting.
Kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah. Like I mentioned, this is the first part in a series of Sandbox updates that we hope you come to enjoy. As these changes continue to solidify, we'll have more to say. The next items on our agenda after these changes include the mod system rework, which we plan to use to buff ability cooldowns. Oh, that's a pretty cool insight. And the exotic balance pass. We're also continuing to evaluate Destiny 2, and then give me a second to die right there. Destiny 2's weapon slot system and how the different types of weapons in Destiny fit into the game, how they are being played, and what we can do to improve that experience. Expect to hear more from us about that in a future update. Okay. I mean, all around solid update. I'm worried, but I think if you're not worried when they're messing with the core fundamental sandbox systems in the game, you might not have the best experience or understanding of these systems. So there's, I don't know, man. I'm excited to play with all of this. I think is where I'm gonna end that. I don't know. What are your initial thoughts? You think on all of it?
It might bring me back to play a little bit more Crucible. Like, I wanted to see it more competitive, but I don't think that it brought they lost a lot of audience because of the PvP aspect of the game, where that held Destiny 1 together for the longest time was PvP in between, updates and stuff. So if it brings a lot of the top PvP players back, or just some of the ones that came, I mean, they're bound to play PvE every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So like just bringing the community back together, bringing the numbers up, it's, especially if it sticks, if it's a good change, if people like it, then it's nothing but good for the game. So yeah, I'm happy about that.
Definitely. So just the last thing I think of this. What a week. Iron Banner is in full swing. Masterwork armor is available to earn, and raid mods have been equipped around the world to approach raid encounters in a new strategy. Next week, we'll talk to the raid team about some of the next challenges they'll deliver to make you feel more prestigious in the Eater of Worlds raid layer. We will also be providing details on the upcoming Crimson Days event going live on February 13th. Oh, wow. That's less than 2 weeks. That's 11 days. Okay. So, all around, solid update. I'm excited for the raid stuff. Honestly, very excited.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question about the raid mods? That I have
one sec. Sorry about the vibrating controller, guys. I had my ring on. I'll take that off. My bad. All right, go ahead, Jay-Z.
So, what are your thoughts on the raid modding system? Like, I know what I think, and I can give it on that. But do you like the fact that it only takes one Callus token and you have it available to you right off the bat?
I think, honestly, in an ideal world, I like them adding the Callus token thing because it gives me a reason to finally freaking use them. I have over 700 or 800 now or whatever. But the raid system, the mod system is done perfectly. I like how it's part of the armor. You can choose to use it. You don't have to. It makes it so, if you get a second armor set, second set of the armor, then you can, build it around outside of the raid activity use. I like that a lot. The one thing, my only complaint is I don't like how the ones that buff your supers, there's a Solar Arc and Void variant. That seems like needless variation just to get you to spend your tokens.
like you have to put on 15 Callus tokens to run just in case or something like that.
I don't like that. I think it should have been like, your grenade recharges every time you pop your super regardless of what subclass. Stuff like that. I feel like that was needless. I really like the armor pieces that, like the arms where it's giving hand, striking hand, or whatever the...
Well, there's good variation on the arms too. Like that's the one where it has the best, like you could do so many different things with it.
Yeah. But all around, the system's awesome. And if it's a look into what the reworked mod system is going to be, fantastic. Perfect, in my opinion. I'm very excited to see... They said here specifically that it'll have to do with like ability cooldowns and stuff. That's cool. But yeah, the raid armor. I mean, we ran Prestige Callus yesterday. Probably most people in the chat watched it, and the killing aspect, the part that used to give us the hardest the hardest difficulty in the raid, was the easiest part. It makes you feel so powerful. I love that. I love that so much. It makes you think about your gameplay. Because now before doing a damage phase, you have to punch a dog. It makes you very conscious of what you were doing. It adds to the gameplay experience without making it tedious, and it makes you feel powerful. So I think, all in all, the system's fantastic. I think they did a very, very, very good job with that.
So the one thing that I was hoping for, and like I understand why they did what they did, but I was really hoping that they would make them drops, like the mods drops, so it'd be more of like it'd give you something to work towards instead of just like.
I get that, but I don't know. I like what they did. I think that it's going towards building armor sets for different activities. And personally, I don't know if you like this, but I personally really like having one armor set for trials.
Yes. That's what I did in Destiny 1. Like, I loved it. Like, I had one for each raid. I had one for trials. I had one, trials/crucible, and then one for just running around in PvE.
Yeah.
That type of thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I really wanted them to drop the mods and make it more of a rewarding, like, I guess they're giving more rewards per drop now, but
it makes the raid armor feel more important.
Yeah, and the mods, like, they weren't overpowering, but they're good. Like, they make, like, Callus is the biggest pain in the butt ever in Destiny as far as a raid.
Yeah.
Probably up there with
Oryx. No, Oryx.
Yeah. But
Oryx challenge in the prime when it was still glitchy. That's what I equate Prestige Callus to. That aggravating.
This makes it doable, especially like if you have one semi-weak link. Like, you still have to be a solid team, and you still have to be working together the whole time. But like we knocked out 3 of them without doing any glitches or anything, last night or yesterday afternoon. And we've never done, like, we haven't beat one without doing glitches up until.
Well, I've done a couple, but our team together hasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, our team. That's what I was meaning.
I mean, it definitely. I mean, it made bats. We did that on first try. I mean, I remember the one time we spent 2 hours on bats alone. So.
Yeah, we were able to one phase it too. And I don't think we've ever done that on Prestige. So
I agree with that. I really like what they did with the mod system, and I think I'm gonna have to disagree. I like that it's tied to the raid armor, just because if it wasn't, the raid armor would once again just be aesthetic.
Okay, so like what I meant by the mods dropping is you can only equip them in the raid armor, but you have to actually collect them. I guess I didn't clarify that. Yeah, like specifically for that armor, or they drop the armor piece with the mod in it like they used to, and so it's automatically there.
Yeah, I get. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
This way kind of makes it. I feel like the way that they did it is kind of an easy way of going about adding strike or raid specific perks to the armor instead of having to design a new UI or whatever and adding all that. They just made it a mod.
I guess like in the previous game, if you would have got that armor, you had the perks anyway. So I guess they're just giving you. So you have the armor. So now here's the perk with it. So either
way, I like the way that we got it though. I'm not gonna complain too much about it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean it's not a huge deal. Just something more to grind for, I guess.
Yeah. All right, Savage in chat. I honestly don't think any number of buffs will fix snipers. Maps are too close range, and sniper lanes of sight are way too avoidable. I agree with that, but I think once again, when we get the 6v6 maps, that'll be changed, and then also. I will reiterate what I've said a lot, is you have to be so careful with snipers because it's, snipers are 0.2% damage away from being the dominant weapon in the game. That there's a very fine line between them being overpowered and them being not usable at all. And it's like, I feel like it's like that for most one-hit kill weapons, but snipers, just because they're usable over such a broad range, it's just crazy. So... yeah, I can kind of see what you're saying. I think this will at least work to help make them a little bit better. But, yeah. What do you think, Jay-Z?
Yeah, I think so. I was primarily a sniper user in Destiny 1, so, like, any buff that a sniper gets is... because, I like to stay ranged when I attack, so that was my go-to weapon. So, like, anything that gives me that makes them better, like, yeah, I'm going to be for it, so...
Right. All right. Zesia, it's kind of like the storyline with the sense of progression. We lost our abilities and we were slowly gaining them back. It's even noticeable in the raid. We are definitely stronger than before Curse of Osiris. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty cool way of looking at it. I don't know. I definitely don't think that's how Bungie intended to make it go, but if that's how they want to spin it to write it off a little bit, yeah, I like that a lot. Because we are slowly rebuilding, and eventually maybe we'll be more powerful than in Destiny 1. I like that. I like that. Let's see. Crispy Scarrow. Okay, I see a lot of talk about Borderlands, and I just want to take a nice little side moment here. Did you... Oh, yeah, you retweeted it this morning. That leak about Borderlands 3, though, in March. Can we hope?
I don't know if I think I liked it. I was going to retweet it, but it wasn't in English, so...
Did you translate it? It had Twitter has a translate feature.
No, I didn't. No, I checked it on my phone really quick before work, and then... Yeah,
it said, according to that, Take-Two Interactive says they have a highly anticipated game coming out in March. And name, like, one other game Take-Two has ever done. March of next 2019, sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, that wouldn't make sense, you know, because they haven't shown us anything. But that, yeah, March of 2019 makes a little bit more sense.
But that would mean, with the delays to Anthem, like I called it last week, Anthem and Borderlands are going to be directly competing. And unlike when Overwatch crushed Battleborn, I guarantee I would put my freaking soul on it. Borderlands will crush the ever-living hell out of Anthem. A proven looter shooter by the company that invented looter shooter versus BioWare and the most greedy publisher company of all time. Like, I think this is an easy competition. And I said last week, I was like, you know, if they were smart, they would have it compete. Shut down any competition, especially since they waited so long to put it out in the first place. I mean, yeah, man. I really hope that's true. I really hope it comes out in March. I guess we'll see. But I would love that. But yeah, that's the tangent for the stream.
Well, here's what I'm hoping is that Anthem, because if that actually gets announced and happens, that they work that much harder to make that a better game, because competition is nothing but good for everything.
Everything, like, right?
Yeah. So like, if they make a better game, then it forces Take-Two to make a better game, then it forces Bungie to make a better game, and you know everybody benefits.
I don't know, man. I don't think I need two really solid looter shooters at the same time. At this point, just let Anthem fail. Give me Borderlands.
Oh, I don't know. Like, I want them both to be good. Like, I want all looter shooters to be good. Just
I agree. I don't know, man.
And one up each other, and just it's only good for the people that enjoy them. Like, it's gonna suck, like, if I have to put my time between two of them, but
if they both do well, meh. It's just like, I get so giddy when I'm thinking about oh my gosh, hey, we're in a game with Wicked right now. It's people that don't know, Wicked is our teammate, or he's one of our clan members. Yeah. That's really funny. But yeah, so I get so giddy when I think about Borderlands 3. Like, I can't wait, man. Like, Destiny 2 levels of hype, honestly. I want it so badly. So I hope that's true. But that's Scarrow's tangent. Hopefully we didn't lose anyone on a Destiny-themed podcast talking about another looter shooter competitor.
Up until Destiny 1, Borderlands 2 was my favorite game of all time. So
fair, yep.
I can be nothing but happy about it.
Yeah, same. I don't know. I'm really excited. Anyways, so yeah, chat, what does everyone think about all the changes and stuff? There's a lot of great stuff. We need to forget about the pre-sequel. It never happened. I like that.
It's alright.
Yeah. So, I guess, the next thing that we should do is go through and talk about all the changes that we got this week. And so we already talked about the mod system. The Raid Ghost, let me tell you guys, I have never been so satisfied with a company adding one reward to the loot pool. I have not been this excited to run the Leviathan since freaking it came out. Like, I am just so hyped to try to get this Ghost. It forced our team to do not only our first Prestige mode together without glitches, but 3 in a row. Like, it's just so freaking cool. I love that a single ghost could do this. I definitely think that them switching up all the mechanics with dropping bright engrams like everywhere, I think Bungie has won back a lot of people's trust with that, showing that Eververse isn't the main focus. I don't know, man. I'm very happy with what the entire transformation of raids. I mean, it's the first time our team not only has done a Prestige, not only has done 3, but ran all 3 Leviathans and all 3 Eater of Worlds in a week, I believe.
It is, yeah.
So, I mean, we've done more raiding this week than, like, ever. So, that's pretty cool to me.
Since Destiny 1, yeah.
Since Age of Triumph, since raid carries.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's really cool that just restructuring can do that. If you guys didn't hear, the Prestige raid was put off until Season 3. And I know Zessia likes to get all frilled up about this, but I think it's very good that they're doing that. Because if you guys were listening when I read the very end of the update this week at Bungie, they actually hinted at that, or they said next week they'll tell us what they're gonna do with the Prestige raid. And I feel like just being like, yeah, we're making a Prestige raid isn't worthy of that. I'm hinging my bets on that they are introducing new rewards to the Prestige, and that's why I got to wait, so they can properly add new rewards. So I would expect that. Next week we'll know for sure, right? But yeah, I'm excited for that, man. I'm excited for that. Also,
I think the other good thing is they're releasing good updates on the weekly basis. Give us something to really talk about and discuss in depth, which I've been happy lately with.
Yeah. Man, I just don't know. There's so many good things going on. Oh, we got the Masterwork Armor as well. I'm really glad I opened that. Masterwork Armor, on top of the raid stuff, is awesome. The ability just to have, 8 recovery on my Titan on any freaking armor set I want, that's awesome. 6 on a Hunter, awesome. 10 on or 12 on a Warlock, whatever. I think it is 10. Awesome. Like, all these things. We have Masterwork Exotics coming. I have no idea what the added bonus to Masterwork Exotics would be. Who knows? But I feel like all of these changes that we're getting are very solid. And if they have put out this quality of changes in this short of time, the ones that they're taking a little bit longer to develop, I cannot wait to see how they do them. I think it'll be done extremely well. Yeah, I'm very excited for that. I'm very, very excited for that. Let's see. Sorry, this is from Savathun in chat. The jump feed changes are cool. That was needed. More supercharged, that will be frustrating as hell. Yeah, like I said, that's one of those things that I'm going to personally have to play before I make a judgment on. It seems odd, I'll give you that. But I'll really just have to see. Yeah. Alright, man. I don't really have anything else to talk about this week. Do you have anything else to talk about this week? Does anyone... Everyone in chat's having conversations about Borderlands now. And snipers.
So, do you think that, like, the added super regeneration, that's just going to make the golden gun in raiding that much better? Like, or the...
Oh, that's a really good point. I didn't even think about the raid implications of that.
Yeah. Plus, on that tree, any precision hit gets you more super energy. So, like...
Well, not only that, like... Just standing there, you'll get your super faster, too. So instead of using, like, on Gauntlet, using your super once every 2 rounds or whatever, you'll be able to use it once every time, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Plus Masterworks armor. Or weapons, dropping even more orbs. Like... Yeah. I don't know. Like...
yeah, that's a really good point. If they're returning it to Destiny 1 and adding all this stuff on top of it, like, that's crazy. That's a significant change, man. Yeah, I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited for all of this. I don't know. I don't know, man. And one thing we didn't talk about, Iron Banner. Do you like how they did Iron Banner? Have you played any? Is this the first time you're playing Iron Banner this week?
Yeah, it is the first time.
So being able to buy the 3 new weapons, but you also have the ornaments that you have to work for toward. I think it's all done very, 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 very well. I don't know. I'm just having a lot of fun with this update. like, there's a lot more to talk. It's a lot easier to talk when you're disappointed in something because you can talk about what you hope they do. But when you're just satisfied with something that, like, you know, Bungie did a freaking fantastic job here. I barely have any complaints. But, like, what else can I say, you know? So,
yeah, I continue to hope that they improve, you know, continue to improve, because there's still, like, Crucible and Destiny 1, like, playing Iron Banner, I could sit there and grind out Iron Banner all day. Now it feels like when I play Crucible and Destiny 2, I have to take breaks, like, every couple hours, or I get, I don't know, it kind of gets stale, is
yeah.
probably the word that I look for, because it's not boring by any stretch of the imagination, but I actually like, I don't like I like the new raid, but I think that PvE feels a little bit better in Destiny 2 than it does in Destiny 1. So, like,
Yeah,
there's
I
a
agree with
trade-off.
that. But if you're taking the best parts of Destiny 2 and throwing in the quickness of Destiny 1, I think the raids are going to be amazing. So, very much looking forward to that. I guess we'll see. I don't know. Savage, have they discussed anything related to randomized perks at any point? Like, confirming that they won't be implemented, because that's killing Destiny 2's replayability to me. I would not plan on it for Destiny 2. So, one thing that I've started doing to really put things into perspective is think about how much longer we have in this game, and if their investment changing a fundamental system like that would really be worth it for them. And if you think about it, after September, the way Destiny 1 was supposed to work, we had year 1, so you had Courtesan, House of Wolves, Taken King. Then we were supposed to get 2 new DLCs, smaller ones, so the Forge of Gods and Vex Void, I think they were called. And then, after that, we were supposed to get Destiny 2. So, by that model, next year, so in 12 plus, let's say, 7 months, so in 19 months, technically we should have Destiny 3. Next year, and so a year and a half away, we should be looking at the release of Destiny 3, which is really, really weird to think about. But
well, and I'm not super happy with the model that they're going with now. I would rather it just be a, you know, add on to the game that's already established type thing.
Yeah.
But I guess, like, if it keeps lulls down and they can do that, then, you know, all the power to it. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm just worried that the quality won't be as great if we push a 2-year cycle on new games.
That's what I'm really. So I think it's a good thing that's coming this quickly, but I'm really worried because, like I said, they might not make the change just because it will be, you know, they can just put these fundamental changes into Destiny 3. I'm sure Luke Smith's team is working on it right now, in fact. But it's just crazy to think, like, we had Destiny 2 or Destiny 1 for an entire year longer than we'll have Destiny 2. More than likely. That's just weird, man. That's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah. But are they for sure? Because I don't know. I don't know if they'll bring out Destiny 3 in a 2-year.
I'm just saying that was the original agreement with Activision.
Yeah.
A game every other year. I don't know if that changed because of the Destiny 1 scenario. I really have no idea, man. Would I like to see Destiny 3 next year? I can't answer that question. I honestly cannot answer that question. If we get Destiny 3 next year, I hope that it has every location that we have ever visited in Destiny plus more. I do not want any more of this leaving old story behind crap. I understand that takes development and resources, but if you're not going to make an add-on model to this game, if you're going to be contractually obligated to do a sequel, I think the best way to do it is just that. I don't know, like, keep everything we've done and add on to it.
Yeah,
I really don't. I don't know, man. But if they just release Destiny 3 and you still can do everything in Destiny 2, then what the hell's the difference? Why didn't they just keep it Destiny 2 and release DLCs, you know?
No, I agree. Like, they really need to make it, because that was the whole thing from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2 is some of the things that you did enjoy about Destiny 1 are gone. Like, and the planets, all the patrol zones. Like, yeah, they're better in Destiny 2. The patrol zones are better than they were in Destiny 1, but they're still not. It's not the same, and, like, I don't know. I guess we don't want it to be exactly the same, but on another note, like they would have done so much better, I think, if they include, especially a lot of the multiplayer maps. Like you go from 30 maps down to 12.
Yeah.
That's a real tough like pill to
That's
swallow.
a dagger, as our Canadian
Yeah.
friends would say. So
Yeah.
no, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I just think Destiny would do so much better if it was a World at War, or a World of Warcraft type model where it was just built on. So I don't know. We'll see. Savage, one more question. I may be remembering this wrong, but didn't the Ghost pretend not to recognize the House of Wolves symbol to take in certain other key plot points at the beginning of Destiny 2? No. So what happened there was something called veteran audio cues. So if the game sensed that you had previously played Destiny 1 on your console, so like I played Destiny 1 on Xbox One, obviously, but so when I played Destiny 2 on Xbox One, I already knew what those things were, so the game didn't give me those introductory quotes. Those quotes only play for people who switch consoles, did not play Destiny 1, or went to PC. And they're actually cool, but I've seen a lot of people trying to use those as evidence that they're throwing away the story, which is not at all the case. Yeah. Anything to add to that, Jay-Z? I don't know, man. It's just I don't have as much to talk about. I thought we would, but it's just like they're doing awesome. Keep it up, Bungie.
It's easier to come up with information when you're trying to critique something in a positive way than when you're just when everything is, when it's better.
Yeah.
I guess when they make good choices, it's yeah, you did a great job. I like this about it, but
Can I go play the game that you fixed now? Like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna say for 15 more minutes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, probably gonna end it a little bit early this week, just because we really don't have any more information to talk about, and I don't want to waste your guys' time talking on my ass or anything. Next week we will have the Prestige Layer information, what they're doing with that. We should have information about Crimson Days as well. Starts in 11 days. That's very interesting. Whole bunch of stuff to look forward to. Next week should be a really good week for discussion, because we'll be able to talk about if they have fixed their event structure versus, where it was in the Dawning. Is this going to be a significant increase over the Dawning? Is it going to be a flop like a Festival of a Cost? So what are they going to do? So, if no one in chat has any other questions, I think we might wrap it up. So while we're waiting for that, Jay-Z, so the Crimson Days, we already have a lot of the information regarding it. With, we'll be able to earn the Crimson Engrams all the time from completing games and stuff. Although I know you're not a huge fan of PvP, is it going to be enough to drag you into play some? I think I asked you this before, but I forget your answer.
Yeah, I'll probably play some, but I'm not going to like grind it out or anything like that. I don't like grinding out PvP in this game, so it's not one of those things I look forward to. So yeah, I'll play some, especially if like one of the like our group members wants to play. But other than that, it's just gonna be casual, I guess, playing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited personally. I'm not excited to live stream it because I notoriously play significantly worse when I'm talking than when I'm just like staring at my screen, as evidenced by the past 48 minutes of the worst Iron Banner gameplay you have ever seen. All right, here's a question. Swordman, Scarrow, what are your current opinions on the new Iron Banner gear? I mean, it's cool. I'm glad they gave us an ornament system. I'm glad we will continue to get new ornaments. I think the challenges are just difficult enough to make you just play enough. I think it looks really awesome. That's about all I got, though. I mean, it just is, man. I don't know. They did good. You done good, Bungo. Thanks for ruining my podcast. Now I can't talk about anything. Gosh.
It's still the best, or some of the best looking gear in the game, in my opinion. So
yeah, absolutely. It'd be really disappointing if you took the base Iron Banner gear, which looks awesome, and then ornamented it, and it looked just terrible. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad they did keep it really cool. And I like how they went from a more like, a ninja-y ancient Japan kind of thing to a more civilized version of Japan a couple hundred years later with the samurai, and it's much more. It's cool. It's like a cool not projection, progression. So that's pretty cool. Ben Roan, do you think they will buff in-air accuracy? Probably. This is my thing with in-air accuracy. I don't understand why they would build a class. Dawnblade, the top tree, is built around being in the air. I think whenever you get kills in the air, you get your abilities back faster. You quite literally have a perk that makes you float in the air. But at the same time, they make it impossible to hit someone while in the air. So I don't understand that. That's like making a skill tree for the hunter that gives you throwing knives, but the throwing knife throws backwards. Like, you can't look at it. Like, it
arcs.
Yeah.
Arcs to the side. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't understand that. Who knows? Who knows, man? I hope they do. I think that would be cool, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, both Dawnblade, because if you wear the chest piece for the Dawnblade, you can have the same perk as the top tree as well. So.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
There's an exotic centered around it.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's where we're gonna end it. It's about 10 minutes early. Hopefully, this wasn't boring. I mean, like I said, they just did really well, and when they do really well, not only is it harder to come up with discussion. I mean, you guys literally just watched us do a 4-hour live stream yesterday where we talked about how awesome these changes were. So. I don't want to reiterate everything 10 times. All around, solid update. I cannot wait for the future. We have 3 more huge updates on the horizon. We have the freaking DLC confirmed for early May, which is awesome because my finals finish on May 2nd. So hopefully I'll be able to catch the entire DLC. Yeah, just all around, fantastic stuff, Bungie. Keep it up.
Yeah. Well, let me summarize it with these changes with me personally is I've played over 10 hours this week of Destiny 2, and I haven't done that since October, early November. So I mean, like that's huge.
Yeah, for real. I mean, if it's bringing a hardcore player like that back, it's most certainly getting players who don't play as much. Maybe like, hey, we'll check out some of these changes. We'll do a raid or whatever. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I can't wait to get that freaking raid ghost. So.
Me either. Like, I really want it.
Yeah. Alrighty then. Well, that's probably where we're going to end it, though. Thank you guys for coming out and joining us, sharing your thoughts, opinions, discussing, listening, all of that great stuff. I'll probably do an Iron Banner or a Fortnite stream tomorrow, depending on what I feel like. And, yeah, I think that's about it, man. I think that's about it. Alright, guys. Well, thank you once again for coming out, and we'll see you next week.
Peace!